let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me, 'cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business.
It's time to get down to business with leading business coach Jeremy Torisk. Do you have a problem with your business? Marketing, lead generation, employee engagement, hiring, recruiting. Call in now with your business issues and get down to business with Jeremy Torisk. Let's get you on the road to success. Let's get down to business. Just by the hair of my chinny chin. That's get the right microphone levers. Hey, everybody. It is Wednesday night, and I just made this show. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Let me get over here to the chat. It's been quite a week. Very, very, very action-packed week, helping a lot of people out up in Jupiter, Florida. I'm going to give you a background on some of them, pretty much all of them. What I've been up to, the great things that I learned this week. But I just I loaded out all my equipment to do a filming project this week, and I loaded everything back in within the hour, basically. And so my color's off. I got a stick light up here trying to shed some light on me because everything is off, but that is fine because the important thing is that we're here. Doesn't matter how we look. It matters how we sound. It matters that we're here. So LinkedIn, I had to redo LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, I'm just going to report LinkedIn isn't on. It may be on now. Let me take a look here. Thanks for letting me know. It says it's on. It's got reconnect. Let's see if it'll let me reconnect during the show. I'll try to do that. I don't know what's going on. If I'm not on LinkedIn, hopefully it'll get through here in the next few minutes. Thank you for that, Christy. I had to, what I had to do was kind of reboot it. I don't know, for some reason it was saying that it was an old connection. So it kicked me off of LinkedIn, and that stinks because that's where most of you guys watch. So some of you are on YouTube. We are on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter and Twitch. And again, LinkedIn is the biggest one. So it's sending data. Who knows how long it's going to take? It might not be this week. So hopefully some of you guys, when you don't see me on LinkedIn, you go over to Facebook or YouTube, because not many weeks I miss. So next week will be cool because I'll be in Orlando. We'll be in Orlando. It's the night before a speech I'm giving for the Florida Realtors Association convention at the Shingle Ross Convention Center, or I don't know. It's a huge hotel. So it's going to be myself and Christy there. We're going to have a few people with us. Mary Gardner and Elizabeth are going to be with us, helping work the booth, helping work the crowd. It's going to be a great week next week, but let's get back to this week. So thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in from YouTube or Facebook, I got, it's sending the data, Christy. I doubt it'll be done this week because, you know, it's technology, that's what happens. So, hey, Kyle Calloway's saying hi. He hijacked my Aunt Kate's computer there. Yeah, again, sorry about the colors, guys. I look like I'm a ghost right now. I am I'm here. I'm here because that's what we need to be is here. And I wanted to share all the things I want to do that I did this week, which was really, really cool. I know I spent, what I did was I spent the week with some really cool people. And let me get you. Oh, where is it? Of course, the one thing I wanted to have ready, there it is. All right. So let me get rid of this. I just spent the week with these fine folks up in Jupiter, Florida. And I'm going to introduce you to them. I've got their pages pulled up. I'm going to tell you who they are. I'm going to tell you what we did, or what they did more than anything. They had a big accomplishment this week, and I was graciously invited to cover it, to film it, to speak in front of these fine folks who graduated and became certified. The title, correct title, let me get it right. Accuracy counts. These people are GoGiver certified speakers. So if most of you have heard me talk about Bob Berg and what he means to me in my life, what he's done for me being an example in business and how I help people. Bob Berg is right here in the middle. He is the writer, author, the co-author. That's me next to him with a crazy smile, because you know how I get. Very excited. So these folks here were with me in Orlando. I should say I was with them. This was their day. This was their week. They've been working for a long time at this, trying to become certified, GoGiver certified speakers. And if you don't know about Bob Berg and you don't know about the GoGiver books and the set of books that Bob has written, this is kind of the collection of the GoGivers that over the years Bob has gotten to writing. Look at that. There's my light. There you go. The GoGiver is the biggest one, over 1 million copies sold, right? And he got GoGiver Sell More, GoGiver Leader, GoGiver Influence. But he started off writing some other books. And again, I'll just kind of give you the Reader's Digest of who Bob is and why he's somebody you should know about. All right. So for 30 years, Bob's been successfully showing entrepreneurs and business owners and sales professionals really all over the world how to communicate their values and accelerate their referral business, the GoGiver way. He and his co-author, John David Mann, they both co-authored the GoGiver. And Bob was known for years before that for his sales classic, The Endless Referrals. And what he did was, with John David Mann, was together they wrote the GoGiver, and it's a parable of a guy named Joe who meets a guy named Pandar. And I'll tell you all about that in a few minutes. But again, Bob has sold millions of copies. The GoGiver itself has sold over 1 million copies. It's been translated into 30 different languages around the world. It's been on number 10 in Inc. magazine's list of the most motivational books ever written. HubSpot's 20 most highly rated sales books of all time. So he's just somebody you should know. He's somebody who changes your life when you know him. You follow him. You know, he's just one of those guys. When you meet him, you go, yeah, I gotta be in that orbit. So there is the crew who all became, not all of them, some of them already were GoGiver certified speakers, which just means you can go out into the world and really get down in your speech on the principles of the GoGiver and teach people all about that. And I'm going to give you a really high level view, a 30,000 foot view of what a GoGiver is, because all week long I was up in Jupiter, Florida, refining these folks' final day where they get to do their speech, their signature GoGiver certified speaker speech. I got to record each one of them. We did a 2-camera shoot. We got to refine their speeches. Bob, again, was nice enough to allow me to get up there and also speak, because I've got a humongous speech coming up next week, as I told you already, at the Florida Realtors Association convention. And he's like, get up, jump up there. And so I went up there on the first day and gave my speech and let's get this in kind of relationship to how much these people are givers, right? My speech was 30 minutes long, right? My speech is an hour, but I did 30 minutes there. and their feedback was 24 minutes. So, and it wasn't all bad. It was like, that was awesome. Here's how it can be better, right? This part right here, that was really good. That touched me. But what if you said it like this? All right. So just refining and tuning and focusing, and just, it was amazing. And so thank God for people like Bob and all these other people who are up there. And I'm going to introduce you to these folks. I've got their their LinkedIn's pulled up here because really I didn't have time to really do too much today, because I literally left Jupiter, Florida after filming everyone all day, got here, had to load in all this equipment, set it all up, dial it in, hence the LinkedIn being out. Again, I'm going to probably lose 3/4 of my texters tonight, because most people tune in on LinkedIn. So that's a shame, but listen, stuff happens, and I'm not too worried about that kind of thing, because like this week, all week long, little things went wrong, bam, we fixed it, we moved on, and we figured out other ways, and sometimes those ways were better. But I'd like to thank Bob Berg and his staff first of all. So let me just talk about his staff, and then I'll get to what the Go-Giver is, what the Go-Giver way means, the 5 laws of stratospheric success. We're going to cover all that. But I think people first, I with Scott McGregor and all the things that we do, we always say people first. So I'd like to really hold myself to that. So we're going to go with Kathy Tagonell, who is really Bob's right arm, right? Everything. So these are the LinkedIn pages. You should connect with these people. Whether it's on LinkedIn or Facebook, wherever you live, you should connect with these people. They're amazing. So Kathy Tagonell is Bob's right arm, and Kathy, just ran everything. She was the mama bear of the week. She was there holding it all together, letting us all know what we're doing, giving us the lowdown on when things are going to happen. It was action packed. Started at 8 o'clock, 8:30 every morning, went till 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock every night. Last night, was that Tuesday night, or Wednesday or so. Tuesday night, we were there till midnight, rehearsing and doing different things, working with some different camera angles, testing some things out with some teleprompter stuff, some cheat screen stuff. It was really a lot of fun, but I'm sore. I'm sore. I really did actually slept last night, because we busted our butts yesterday trying to get everything in line and ready for these folks to shine, because they've been working all year together to get this Go-Giver certified speaker designation. And today they received it. So very, very proud of everyone there. Give a big applause there to all these folks here. So if you don't know Kathy, know Kathy. Next person I'm going to talk to you about is Shannon Ferris. Shannon is she works with the Bob Berg, and Kathy and the Go-Giver. She lives in Ohio, and she's just a really she's a speaker, she's a trainer, she does a lot of that stuff. She really uses, I'm not even connected with her. Bam, send that connection, get in there. But Shannon Ferris, again, she just was there holding everything together, keeping us all uplifted and being positive and giving her 2 cents, and she just knows so much. So thank you, Shannon, for your help. And then Amanda was the last person who was with Bob's clan, right, with the Go-Giver crew, and she's a director of client engagement at Berg Communications. She lives in Orlando, and she was actually there with her daughter as well. So we got to meet her daughter. We had dinner last night all together. Not last night, the night before, I believe, Monday night. So it was just a great time with the people of the Go-Giver way and Bob Berg Communication, because Bob, he really runs a very, very tight ship, and the people who work for him do amazing things. They really know how to treat you. They really know how to treat the people that support them. And it's a circle that just keeps growing momentum, because it really is a really giving way to be. So I'm going to show you now who, in no particular order, received their Bob Berg Go-Giver certification speaker designation. And first one is Brian Weiss. So he's got the Faces of Hull County, all right, the facesof.com. This is a website that Brian worked in conjunction with a person named Brad, who is a realtor in Georgia. And they started this website that interviewed the people in their community, their little tiny community of 40,000 people that were making the community better. So what more, way to give of yourself than to shine the light on the people of your community who are making difference. So Brian and Brad started this website called The Faces of, and what they did was they did The Faces of Hull County. And then every week they did 1 or 2 interviews, and they just kept stacking them and putting them on the internet. And they just kept getting from 3,500 views to 5,000 unique visitors to 7,500 unique visitors. And in a county of 40,000 people, that's significant. Their sales, right? Brad's sales went from, I want to say 26 million to $40 million or something like that. Really astronomical, because when people thought of selling their house, they naturally knew Brad from all the great things that he was doing in his community. And so they had this Faces of Hull County, and then they went, let's go and share this, because again, we're talking about the GoGivers. I'm going to go over what those principles are, the 5 laws of stratospheric success. Stay with me to the end, because you're going to love this. So when that happened, they said, let's spread this around the country. So what Brian and Brad did was they said, no matter where you live in the country, we can give you a Faces of, state your town. And they went ahead and licensed these Faces of websites to other places, other communities around the country. And now they have hundreds of communities all over America who are upholding, uplifting, focusing on the people who are making the differences in their communities. So if you're interested in having any part of this, it's mostly realtors. But Brian, I would talk to Brian, and I know that they're open to let any person who wants to help their community. And in doing so, this will increase your business, because it's a great way to amplify yourself, is by amplifying others. And again, the kind of hinting and foreshadowing some of the things that are coming up with the 5 laws of stratospheric success from the Go-Giver book. So thanks, Brian. It was great to meet you. I really did learn a lot from everybody. But Brian and I, we were up late last night rehearsing and working out our stuff. And Maria was there. We're going to get to Maria next. Let's go here and show Maria Vitale, who is in Denver and has an amazing story herself. She's a community leader. She's a top realtor at Sotheby's, and she is just a firecracker, right? She's the song and dance girl, right? Right? You put a camera on Maria, and she is singing, and she's dancing, and she's twirling, and she's making everybody smile. Lights up the room. So if you're in the Denver area and you're into real estate, you need to know Maria Vitale. So she is also a Go-Giver certified speaker. So she's really out there spreading the Go-Giver way. And we had a great time. Christine Newell, excuse me. It says it all, right? Leader and hand raiser. She is also in real estate, and she's on the other side of Florida from us. So we're over here in Fort Lauderdale. She's in Sarasota, right across Alligator Alley, and then up 75, just a few minutes. But she is really amazing. Her story, geez, had the whole room enthralled. I think she went first or second. No, Brian went first. She went second. And the whole group was on the edge of their seats listening to her story, because it's I'm not going to really get into it. It's her story to tell, but it's really, all these people are so more than interesting. They're overcomers, right? Adversity leapers like I am. Well, that's why we connected, I think. But she also had something called gratitude, and I don't want to say it wrong. It's over there in a box over there, but BOG, a box of gratitude. So she is putting together, she has this company where you can order these box of gratitudes, and you get this box, and it's got different ways, like prompts to be grateful and how to give gratitude. So it's a great product, and it's something that is going to be on the shelves and on the internet and really do very, very well. So congratulations, Christine Newell, on becoming a Go-Giver certified speaker. Very proud of you. Very proud of everybody. The next contestant is Gene Polycastry. Gene Polycastry is a lawyer. He's a commercial litigation guy, real estate litigation, general business counsel, but he really does legal services for coaches. That's really where his mainstay is. He's from Rockville, Maryland. He's the latest Go-Giver certified speaker, and he's got a great, tight 30 minutes, man. His story is so funny. And again, these are their stories. I can't give their stories. I'm going to put those videos together for them, get these videos in their hands tomorrow. But I wish everybody could see them. And I think that everybody will end up seeing them. I'm going to try to get some permission from them to show clips in the coming weeks because they're so great. But Gene has a really funny story of some marketing shenanigans that he fell into a couple, 10 years ago or so, as he was trying to boost his business, and all the wrong things that happen as you're trying to get better by listening to somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. And so you have to trust your gut. And his story is really succinct about, this whole crazy story. So it was a great time to meet Gene, get to know him, Gene, the dancing machine. I really enjoyed him. Anna, I'm not going to try that last name. Kent Zavalos. She's the Greek goddess, right? The goddess of Greek. Her husband is Greek. She's Greek. She's amazing. They own a pharmacy, independent pharmacy in Carmel, Indiana. And she also, and I've known Anna more than any others because we spent a lot of time on the Bob Berg Wednesday calls, the coffee break calls we have in the Bob Berg community. So I've seen Anna on other calls. We've shared time together, learning from Bob together. Bob spends a lot of time on his network, on the Mighty Networks, the Bob Berg and the Go-Giver channel on the Mighty Networks. Check that out if you want to get into Bob's world. But Anna and I have been on a lot of those Bob Berg coffee meetings, Wednesdays at noon, where you get like 20 or 30 people, and you just talk about the wins of the week, what's going on. We talk about different subjects, and you throw your paw up in the air and you get to have a turn. And Bob's on there just soaking it all in, being grandmaster. Every week I try to make at least one of those calls. And Anna's usually, we're pretty much on that same call. So I kind of knew Anna. So it was really great meeting Anna in person. And that's why you can see we have 11 people in common, because we've got that circle that we belong to. So, Anna, congratulations on becoming a Go-Giver certified speaker. Very proud of you. And then these last two guys, they've already been certified. They came down for some other support and just to be part of the gang. But Mike McLaughlin, sorry about that, lives up there in the Maryland area. In Indiana. Gene is up in Maryland. Mike is up in Indiana. He's a finance guy. He's a money guy, but he's really, really great. Got a great story also. And then Dennis, his LinkedIn page didn't show his picture, and I wanted to really, I'm a visual guy, right? This dude here lives in Palm City. He's like America's most wanted realtor. Okay. If you're up in the West Palm Beach area, Northern Palm Beach area, Stewart, Palm, Dennis Gianti is who you got to call. This dude is the real deal. Dennis is a long time Bob Berg Go-Giver guy. He's been a trainer for many, many years. He's uber successful in the real estate market. He trains real estate agents. This guy is my new bestie, right? Dennis and Gianetti. I got to learn his last name if he's my new bestie, but Dennis is the real deal, man. I love this guy. We spent some time together, and that is that for wrapping up who I spent the week with. Now I want to get into just a little bit about what we spent the week doing, because it was really, like I said, learning more. And I read the book. All right, I think everyone should read the book. I read the book. I thought I knew the book, and I know of the book and everything, but really digging deep into it like we did this week, hearing the stories over and over again, how these 5 laws applied to these speakers' lives, because that's what really being a certified Go-Giver certified speaker is. It's how do the 5 laws of stratospheric success apply to your life? How has it gotten you from where you want to be to where you, from where you are to where you want to be, right? So there's the parable. The book is about a guy named Joe who meets a guy named Pindar, is introduced to him, and is given like a challenge, right? I'm not going to get too deep into the book and give all the good stuff away. Well, I mean, I'm going to give a lot of the good stuff away, but not the story, because it's a great story. It's an easy read because it's a great story. But let's get into the 5 laws. I'm going to give this to you guys, right? You know how I do. I give. That's what we do, right? Givers give. So the first law of stratospheric success is the law of value. Okay, so what that law says is that your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second because it's very counterintuitive. Your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. So what I'm doing is I'm working off of a worksheet in front of me that Anna put together and gives with the people that she works with when she does speeches and educational sessions and works with different salespeople, marketing people. So I'm going off some of the things that that I got this week from Anna, because it's so great. So giving credit to Anna, giving credit to Bob for the GoGiver 5 laws of stratospheric success. So what are some ways that you can add value to your prospects and existing clients? So what does that mean? How can you possibly give more value than you take in payment and stay in business? How is that possible? Well, it's possible because you don't really need to give value. Value doesn't mean money. That's where, if you think value equates to only money, is where you're missing the boat. And how you get started on the right path to success, stratospheric success, and just happiness is learning what people value. And when you learn to give people what they value, then you will become valuable. And so when somebody gives you, or let's say you're a realtor, because we saw there's a few realtors there, like I showed you, Kristen and Maria are both realtors. And so people use a lot of real estate analogies when kind of explaining this. So I can kind of go along with that. So let's say you're a realtor and what do you do for money, right? Well, you list the property on the MLS. You present the offers to the buyers or to the sellers from the offers of people who want to buy the house. And you facilitate the things that are necessary for the sale to happen. That's what you do for your commission. But what value do you provide to your clients that goes beyond doing the things that you're legally supposed to do to fulfill your agreement, the contract, the agreement that you sign between you and the seller to do those specific tasks? There's where the value lies. So how good are the pictures that you take? Are you there snapping pictures with your old Razor phone, or you're an old version of iPhone where you're actually, I hate those pictures. You can always tell a low value. I'm not going to say anybody specific, but you can always tell because you can see them in the mirror when they're showing the bathroom pictures, pink with their phone, right? That's not very much value, is it? Now, when you're a realtor and you've got a contract or an agreement with a seller to sell their house, and you pay out of your own pocket for a professional photographer to go there and take the most beautiful pictures of their property, because most people are going to look at this like dating, right? 3 seconds, swipe. You got to make an impact. So the more time and money that you spend on a photographer to do better pictures with the lighting, and when you show the bathroom, you're not seeing somebody standing in there in the mirror with an iPhone. Well, that's part of value building. When you take it upon yourself to do the things that the buyer's agent isn't doing to get that sale across the goal line, like calling let's say you got to call what do you call that? the condo association to get some docs or to get some information that you need, the buyer needs, because the seller's not doing it, or if you're the buyer's agent and the selling agent's not giving you what you want. So as the buyer's agent, you go over and above to go to the association yourself to get this, because the seller agent is not doing it. That's valuable to your buyer, because without that stuff, the deal's not going to go through. But it's not your job to do that. It's the seller's agent's job to do that. So these are the things that if you offer more value than you take in payment, you're going to be on your way to success and happiness. So what's one way that you add value to your existing clients, future prospects or current prospects, people who want to become future clients that you would like to do business with, but also for people in your life? What are some ways that you offer more value to the people in your life? Not for payment, but just for being nice and going over and above, doing things for them that they didn't ask you to do. They didn't even expect you to do. But these are the kind of things, when you do this, you start building habits of doing things for people, and then you naturally do them for your clients. You naturally do them for the prospects. So that's the law of value. That's law number one. Let's go with law number two, the law of compensation. Now, we talked about the law of value. The law of value, again, states that your true worth is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. So what does that mean for your worth? That is potential. Your worth, right? Your worth is determined. So it's not your worth is this, it's determined. And determined means that it's potentially going to be X if you do more Y than Z. You're going to have more money if you give more value than you take in payment. Got that? Potential. Here is how you make actual money. The law of compensation states that your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. So do you understand that if you give more value than payment, you're going to actually make people really deliriously happy and they're going to give you more business? So the law of compensation says that when you do this for so many more people, the more people you do this with, the greater your compensation will be. So this is the actual payment is determined by expanding that circle of people who you serve. And the better you serve them, the more money you will be worth. You'll be earning. Your compensation depends on the amount of people you serve and how well you serve them. And how that's dependent upon the value that you're giving that's in relationship more than or greater than the payment you're taking from them. So I asked you about law number two, the law of compensation. Identify a way that you can expand your reach and increase your impact. So how can you expand your circle of folks who you're serving? And how can you deepen that impact to serve these folks so that you can expand your compensation? Does that make sense, everybody? I love that one, the law of compensation. Law number three. We're going to law number three. By the way, it's going to be early night tonight because we're going to get through these and I'm out of here. I've been up for a week straight, busting my hump. I'm going through this because I'm so excited about everything I learned this week over there at the Bob Berg's hotel in Wyndham of Jupiter, Florida. And I was helping those guys out with the GoGiver certified speaker event. So just wanted to kind of throw that up there. So we're going to get through this because this is really just all encompassing. It's all hot on the presses right here. It's not even off the presses yet. It's still on the press because that's why I'm kind of throwing this together for you tonight, because it was drinking from a fire hose, really. And I knew a lot of this stuff, but it's the emotion that come with it. And it's really exciting. So we're going to go to law number three now. That's the law of influence. So your influence is determined by how abundantly you place others people's interest first. So how do you place other people's interest? Do you put yourself above or in front of other folks? Or do you put other other folks in front of you? This is, you see how this goes. The more people that you put first, that's the way you're going to expand your circle of the people that you serve, and how you serve them is going to determine the value. Okay, so see how they're all tied together: value, and then compensation and influence. So list 3 people that you'd like to connect with, and what value would you bring to each of them? Okay, think of 3 folks that you would like to connect with, and then tie some value to each of them, some things that you could offer them that would have value or be of value to them. I'll tell you one thing that a lot of people have heard of before, and it comes from this. And I believe it started with this. I'm not sure if Ivan Meisner started this with who's the guy who created BNI, or if Bob did this through this law of authenticity. I'm sorry, the law, that's the next one. I let it out of the bag, the law of influence. But have you ever heard this? All things being equal, people would rather do business with someone they know, like, and trust. Has anyone ever heard that before? All things being equal, people would rather do business with someone they know, like, and trust. So if you think of 3 people who you would like to connect with, once you connect with them, they're going to know you. And that's why we start thinking about how you can offer them value, because once you give them value, they're going to like you. And once they see that you don't want anything in return from them, they're going to trust you. And then the natural next turn is that they're going to want to do business with you. That's the law of influence. Number 4 of the 5 stratospheric success laws. Number 4 is the law of authenticity. The most valuable gift you have to offer it's yourself. The most valuable gift you have to offer is yourself. Opening up and being authentic, being real, being yourself, putting away all the things that you show people to try to impress them. You know what impresses people? Vulnerability impresses people. Showing that you are vulnerable, showing that you need help learning things, that impresses folks. That's authentic. Asking people for help is authentic. Understanding what positive things that you can offer, because these are things that you care about. Show me where someone spends their money and their time on. And this is, I believe, is a Maria quote. Show me some things that you spend your money and your energy and your time on, and I'll show you your values. That's authentic. The most valuable gift you have to offer to anyone is yourself. So I would like you to list 3 positive qualities that you've heard somebody say they admire about you. What are 3 positive qualities you've heard someone say that they admire about you? And then part 2 parts of this. What are 3 things that are positive that you see in yourself? Okay. That's number 4, the law of authenticity. And this one now is my favorite. The 5th and final law of the 5 stratospheric success laws from the Go-Giver, written by Bob Berg and John David Mann, is the law of receptivity. The law of receptivity is law number 5. And this means that you're open to receiving. The key to effective giving is to stay open to receiving. This one, again, like the first one, it's hard to understand really how deep this concept is. But once you really see what it is, it becomes so clear that it's like taking one step forward and two steps back. If you do nice things for people, but you're not ready to accept the gifts that are waiting for you for doing that. A lot of people have self-limiting beliefs. They got big hearts, but they've been told their whole life that they can't do things. They're not destined for good stuff, that they're not worth certain things. When you get past all that, you block out those those voices, the crap advice that people are giving you, and you open yourself to everything that this universe has to offer to you. And don't have to think what that is. You can't think, because then you're going to be expecting things. You can't expect it. You just have to be open to accepting anything that the universe has to offer you. But once you really do open your heart and your mind to being worthy of accepting anything that is and can come your way, because you do so much for other people, you will start receiving things in abundance. And the only way to do this is what law number 5 says, the law of receptivity. The key to effective giving is to stay open to receiving. So I'm going to give you some examples. I hated compliments. I needed them. I needed to hear, you did a good job. It looks great. I needed it. It was like, it scratched my heart, touched it, just reached in and pet my heart, That's what I needed, because I didn't have a lot of that growing up. I didn't have a good self-vision of myself, low self-worth. So when I did lawn maintenance or cutting someone's lawn at 9, 10 years old, and my Aunt Pat used to say, "Good job, Charlie Brown." All right, that's good job, Charlie Brown. I don't know. She used to say it to me. I used to love hearing that. Did things, washing the cars for the family, whatever it was, to try to get compliments. Loved or thank you. Or told I did a good job. But I was uncomfortable when they said, "You're smart, you're this, you're that, you do this well." I wanted it, but I didn't know how to accept it. Till one day, I don't know where it was, I saw somebody say, when someone gives you a compliment, what you're supposed to do is just open your hands, take the compliment into your heart, and just say, "Thank you. Thank you." Even sarcastic, right? "Oh, thank you." But even just doing that, just thanking them and not saying anything else, is being open to receiving that compliment. So that changed a lot of my relationships, because what happens every time someone gives you a compliment and you'd say, "Oh, you look like you lost weight." "Oh yeah, not really, thanks for saying that, but I know it's not true." Because you have a low self vision. You see yourself differently than other people see you. Someone says you look like you lost weight, just say, "Thank you." All right. Maybe it's just, I got a good shirt on. It makes me look a certain way, but it's not important. What's important is they're giving you a compliment. Just say thank you. All right. And move on. Every time someone tries to pay you a compliment and you shoot them down, you tell them, no, you don't really even know, because I eat so much food and I have a lot of hard time with it. They get sick of hearing that. It's a form of complaining. All right. It's self-complaining, and no one wants to hear that. What they want to hear is thank you. And they probably want to hear something back, right? Because not everyone knows about these laws. So when a lot of people pay you compliments, sometimes they're doing it because they want one back. And so that's fine if you want to give somebody a compliment back, as long as you're authentic about it. But better just say thank you and move on. And that actually helped my relationship with some people, because I wasn't always being negative anymore. Started being proactive and positive. So that's an example of the law of receptivity. So I'm going to ask you to identify some areas in your life that you tend not to receive well. Okay, so practice small ways of being open to receiving. What does that look like to you? So I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to land the plane. And I want to thank Bob Berg again, and Kathy and Shannon and Amanda, for the week that we spent in Jupiter, Bob's home field there. The original Go-Giver is Bob Berg. Him and John David Mann wrote one hell of a book. But thank you, Kathy and Shannon, and thank you, Amanda and Maria, Kristen, and Dennis, and Mike and Anna. And, who did I miss here? Gene. I missed Gene there. Brian and Mike. everyone I just spent the week with, and thanks for my family for letting me, spend some time at sleepaway camp, right? It's been a while since I did that. I had a great time. We're going to say goodnight from the Get To Studios, where I'm finally back at home. Glad to be back here. We'll be back here next week, same time, 8 o'clock. I'll be a little more prepared. Again, we came in here really not expecting to be this late, but it was just such a great event. It went on just trying to get it perfect for the people, and got here in time to find out my LinkedIn didn't work. So next week, my LinkedIn will work. I'll be talking to more people. Catch this on the replay of YouTube. But right now it's time for y'all to get down to business. Good night.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this.